Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smash Accept podcast. I'm your host, Michael Royer. You can find me on Twitter at Dynasty Dad FF. You can tell how excited I am. It is Trade Tuesday. We're ready to go. We got, honestly, you're not going to believe this, but between Twitter, Discord, and YouTube, 300 trades sent in this week. Everybody wants to talk about it. We are doing a show strictly on quarterback tiers and merely trading elite level quarterbacks. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and enjoy the process here with us at Smash Accept. We are approaching 4,000 subs. We couldn't be happier with the progress that you guys have helped us make. Big shout out to you, Broc. You know, your edits have been absolute fire lately. I'm excited. I normally throw Snoog out there first, but I wanted to give you credit where credit is due. And honestly, this show every single week on Tuesday just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. This is a fun one. I mark my calendar every week, looking forward to this. So, it's kind of interesting because the rookie hype has obviously been running backs. You got your receivers, you got your tight ends there in the late first. We haven't really talked much about quarterbacks here with the rookie cycle. So we still got to know where these vets are going, what we're tearing off of, what we're buying up into. So, Snoog, have you been making a lot of quarterback trades in your leagues, or how you kind of viewing that position this offseason? It's a little different, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been. And honestly, I love the trade show because it really helps me create my own trades. Like I see other trades people are doing, and I'm like, I haven't even thought of that. And I'll go out there and send it out there and try to get something like that done. But quarterbacks is interesting because the way Dad and I like to do it is we try to load our teams up with 2 elite quarterbacks. But I'm a man of my word. I've been trying to buy and buying Anthony Richardson everywhere after the recent buy show that Dad and I did. That's what's been crushing it so much. We did an Anthony Richardson kind of seminar on that, why you should be buying him. And I've been buying him bought him for the 204. I bought him for a 26 second plus a pair of thirds. Been buying him pretty cheap in some leagues where people just want him off his team. So excited for this QB show and to see where quarterbacks are going.
We have 22 trades. Every single week we try to break something, and that's more trades than we had the week before. We're going to try to break our Super Chat record, which was also 22. We are giving away this time, if we hit 10, we're going to give away a rookie guide and a VIP Patreon. If we hit 15, we'll give away 2. If we hit 20, we'll give away 3 plus a roster review. So we're going to give you guys crazy value. Throw that out there. The first trade here, I'm excited to get into because we got some, like Broc said, this quarterback class is not very good. You know, like there's not a lot. And that's why last year everybody's trying to trade for Maye and Daniels and Caleb. This year, very few Cam Ward trades. As we're going across these 300 different trades, I only saw a handful of people really aggressively going after Cam Ward. So let's start the show and have some fun.
Let's do it. Trade number 1 here coming from Statman over on Twitter. We got the first side with Lamar and Jonathan Taylor. Other side with Caleb, Rome, rookie Kyle Williams, Caleb Johnson, and a 26 second. Dad, I'm going to kick this one over here to you. We got was that a 5 for 2 there?
Yeah. So first off, I'd like to give a shout out to Statman. He's the newest guy in our Discord, in our crew that we've been working with. He does a keep trade cut section in our Discord. You know, we're always trying to come up with things. Scarface does the mock drafts. He's doing those. Calo's got a trade corner. Puts out some really great statistical analysis. You know, you look at this. Lamar Jackson, and you're going to see across this show, is one of the most traded guys that we've seen. Like, Lamar Jackson should not be traded in your dynasty leagues unless you're tearing it down. For me, I'm going to look at it this way. I would not trade, let's say Jonathan Taylor for Caleb a second and Kyle Williams, I think is fair. I think Caleb Johnson's more of a late first. Kyle Williams, a mid-second, another second. That's nothing. I'm not trading Lamar for Caleb and Rome. I love Caleb, and Snoog and I are going to do an entire show on Caleb trades. But I'm not trading Lamar Jackson in this particular trade because if you look at Lamar Jackson over the years, 2019 QB1, 2020 QB10, 2021 QB15, QB14, QB4, QB1, and last year, he just dominates. You just can't trade a Lamar Jackson unless Snoog, correct me if I'm wrong, in this particular trade, that would almost have to be a 26 first or a 27 first at the end of this one. Yep. Like Caleb, Rome, and a first, I think gets you to Lamar plus a backup type running back, a Joe Mixon, a James Conner. But we're still talking about Jonathan Taylor here. So this is Statman's trade. Shout out to you, brother. I'm glad to have you aboard. Snoog, I can't go against Lamar here.
Yeah, for me, it's just Lamar is one of, if not the best fantasy football player you can own right alongside Josh Allen. And I think Caleb would need to go out there and put up 5,000 passing yards and like 40 plus touchdowns this year to get close to Lamar in value, which he always could. He has the ceiling and the talent to be like that, but there's way too much baked into what Caleb needs to be for it to equal Lamar Jackson. And that's with Rome being in there as well. Like you said, I'm on the same thing with JT equals Caleb Johnson a second, Kyle Williams. I honestly think if that 26 second is a first, I'm going to take the Caleb side, though.
I think Caleb Johnson can enter the Joe Burrow tier, but I do not think he can enter the Lamar Jackson tier. Like, I think just the rushing upside, he'd have to rush for 6 or 7 touchdowns to be in that area. I think with Joe Burrow, he could get there with the 6-point passing, getting 40 plus touchdowns, et cetera, et cetera. We got our first super chat. Dion's kicking things off here. I love it when we get an early one, like that always sets the tone, because when we do these super chats, and you guys, honestly, the comment section's already blowing up. We just can't, the show's become too popular. We can't get them all on. So I wish we could, but we got jobs, we got lives, and we got deadlines. So here we go. Let's hit it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the super chat here, Dion. We got a 12-team Superflex PPR, 6-point passing touchdown. One side with Trevor Lawrence, other side with Sam Darnold, Jalen Waddle, and then a second and a fourth next year. So pair of picks, Darnold, Waddle for TLaw. Before we hit it over to Dad Snoog, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I want TLaw in this. I really like buying TLaw. Turning a Sam Darnold into a Trevor Lawrence and giving up a Jalen Waddle is a smash for me all day in a 6-point passing league.
And I'm assuming we're looking at a late second and a late fourth. I don't really care about the fourth. I am trying to take Sam Darnold wherever I can and tier him into Bryce Young, JJ McCarthy, Trevor Lawrence, one of these type of guys. Even, if I could, I would even try to do a quick flip for Jackson Dart straight up. I'm just not a Darnold guy. I don't believe in the talent as much as I did the situation in Minnesota. Let's do it. Two super chats already. Ambiguity. Love you, brother.
Let's go back to back. Appreciate the super chat there, Ambiguity. We got another 12-team super flex, half-point PPR, I assume, non-tight end premium. Not sure about passing points, but we got Stroud and Garrett Wilson on one side, or Jamar Chase on the other. So tearing down at receiver, but you get a quarterback back. Dad, what do we think on this one?
I'm not trading Jamar Chase. This is tough though, because I need to know what the quarterback situation
is. He says he just left another
Burrow
message.
And McCarthy. No windups besides Nabers and Mecca.
So he'd get the Burrow Chase stack.
Burrow Chase stack, give me Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is going to feed families here. I'm not in on Stroud as much as Snoog is. I love Garrett Wilson, but this is the thing with Garrett Wilson, right? Garrett Wilson could ascend into a top 8 wide receiver this year, or if he puts up, and again, he's one of only 5 guys in NFL history. It's Odell Beckham, it's Michael Thomas Jr., Jamar Chase, who am I missing?
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Careers.
Yeah. With 3 straight years of 1,000 yards and 80 receptions. But on the flip side is none of them have been elite. They've all been like wide receiver 17 in fantasy points per game. If we get another season of that, Snoog, Garrett Wilson's value is going to drop. It's not going to drop drastically, but he's going to be seen as a dynasty wide receiver too, and not an elite.
He'll be like in that Waddle range, in that Waddle Olave range, late teens, early 20s. If he just puts up another barely 1,000. Yeah.
Snoog, you're bigger on Stroud here. What do you think?
Yeah, 4-point passing. It definitely kind of really draws the needle to the Chase side for me, but it's close. I think if it was 6-point passing, and I think his quarterbacks like Burrow McCarthy's a fine QB room, and he has Nabers and Emeka. I think Chase really brings that team out a lot with Chase, Nabers, and Emeka. Then go get Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs to fill out the rest of that wide receiver core for cheap.
Everybody keeps coming to me and they're like, "Dad, I need a quarterback. Let me tear off of this." And then I'm like, "No, go buy Stafford, Geno, Fields cheap." Everyone's like, should I trade? And then they'll give me somebody legit like Puka Nacua or Drake London for a quarterback that they don't need. I'm like, you got to look at production versus cost. Like, we're going to talk about that. I did an article today on Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, no one has better production versus cost than him. He has literally been a top 5 wide receiver every year, but you're not paying the same as you are with Chase and these other guys. So Dr. Biggums, he's back, baby.
Let's go, Doctor. we got one side with Bo Nix, other side with Saquon.
Saquon.
Is this something like you were talking about with Dad, where it's cross positional? It's like, hey, maybe just keep Saquon and go get a vet for cheap, or would you do this flip here for Bo Nix?
If I have both of them worth that 103 to 104 range. If I am all in and I need the running back, I would take Saquon, but I'd low key, if I'm doing a startup, if I didn't start out with Josh Allen and another win now piece, I think Bo Nix is really undervalued in a 6-point passing league. Like, this is where you look at, if I am rebuilding or if I'm slowly building, I think Bo Nix, I'm super comfortable with him as my QB2 going forward, Snoog. Like, there was a time where we were not big in on Bo Nix, but in that Sean Payton offense, now you add RJ Harvey, they add, Pat Bryant. They're going to start adding more weapons to this team. I think Bo Nix is going to be a solid, he was QB7 this year. I think he's going to be a solid back-end QB1, QB2 for the next 3 to 5 years. So if I'm not all in, I like Bo Nix here. And I might be a little bit crazy there, Snoog, but Saquon scares me with the 400 and some touches.
Yeah, I don't mind getting Nix here and then flipping Nix for like a Stroud, a Love, a Kyler, like a quarterback of that caliber. I just think the talent difference between those guys and a Bo Nix is huge. I think not that Bo Nix rookie season was fluky. I think it was definitely way better than what he is. Like, I think he just made some kind of, you know what I mean, Brock? Like, I think he just outperformed expectations. Like, really, what's the ceiling? Like, I think his ceiling's like a Baker Mayfield, like, ever. That's his highest ceiling that I think I could really ever see him being, which is fine. He doesn't have to be a top 5 quarterback.
He already was. I mean, he was QB7 as a rookie. Like, that part's. I mean, he's not a league winner. That's right. I mean, there's that. We have guys that are foundational quarterbacks. We have those guys that are pillars.
Like, he doesn't have league winners. Daniels upside or Maye upside.
Correct. Oh, super chats are flowing here. Dion, we got another one here.
We got a few back-to-back to hit real quick. So another same format there. Nix or
Mahomes?
I think he's just saying, should he trade Nix for TLaw?
One of those three.
Yeah.
So out of this, I want Mahomes in the third. I like TLaw. I like Nix, but Mahomes is worth more than either of these guys. And Snoog and I are really starting to get back in on it because the price is just, it doesn't make sense. There's some Patrick Mahomes deals in this particular show that, didn't quite make the cut. And I'm like, what? This is, you guys are paying this? This is insane. That the first trade, and I love this guy on Twitter, so I got to give him a quick shout out because it didn't quite make the show. But Luke tweets stuff. He had a trade where it was, he got Mahomes in a first for Goff and Bucky, basically.
Wow.
Then it was Mahomes first 303 for Goff, Bucky, and the 206. I'm sorry, Mahomes just gives you that stability for a long time. So ambiguity, we got a bunch of super chats. So let's keep them cranking.
Yeah, ambiguity's back here. We got one side with McCarthy, Purdy, and Pickens, so 2 QBs there. Other side with Hurts and the 309. Snoog, what do we think here with this one?
I want Jalen Hurts here. Too much mediocre for me to trade off of Jalen Hurts. Like, if I'm trading in Jalen Hurts, I'm getting a second-round starter pick or better plus.
Yeah, I mean, I love Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback every single year.
Yeah.
I think the only way I would make this particular trade is if I'm going into a rebuild and I think McCarthy's going to increase in value, which he will. I think Pickens is going to give you an opportunity to sell for a first. I think Purdy's going to increase in value as soon as he gets a contract. So I can see the value with the McCarthy side. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, like, to be real, like, if I have Josh Allen as my QB1, give me Jalen Hurts as my QB2, and let's rock it. K Money,
K Money saying, is he crazy for considering Harvey at the 106?
Absolutely bananas.
Yes, but I've moved him up to my 108, and I know Snoog's gonna like that. But, like, RJ Harvey, this offensive line is the out of all the rookie running backs, this is the best offensive line out of any of the situations. When I keep reading and digging deeper into what Sean Payton was saying, is he looks at him like his Sproles plus. Like, he looks at him as a guy that has the receiving upside that he didn't, it wasn't utilized in college, but he has that receiving upside. And Snoog, second best in all of college football in explosive run rates of 10 plus yards, 15 plus yards, only behind Genty. If I'm running back needy, I like him over I like him over Williams at this point, or Johnson at this point. Caleb Johnson. Sorry, I got a lot of energy going on.
Caleb.
But for me, 106 is a little crazy because you're giving up on Travion Henderson, who I think is a superior talent. and even Quinshon Judkins. So
Yeah.
at 8, I can see it. Just don't do it now.
My only thing with Harvey is just it's not me, it's the dynasty market. He goes out there, has 1,000 yards. He's 25 years old, heading into year 2. We're gonna love him. We're gonna buy him everywhere. I guarantee he'll be a buy on our show heading into the next 2 years because we're gonna love him. We love the situation, and we love the film. We love the film on him. But the dynasty market is so just against old running backs. And when they see that 25, 26-year-old running back within 3 years, they're going to be so off him, even if he's producing. They did it with Najee Harris, who had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He was worth like a late second.
And I've heard a lot of Najee Harris talk in that way. And I've heard a lot of Clyde Edwards-Helaire talk because it's like, oh, he moved up so much.
He's way
Clyde
better
Edwards-Helaire had no athletic profile. He was just, it was all floor. So. Speaking of floors, well, let's go from floor to ceilings. Look at this next one.
Yeah, so at cost, what do we say? Like Dartsworth, rookie pick value, late first, early second. You said Richardson's worth about an early second, mid second. So
we got
who do you prefer at cost here?
Both between the 112 and 202. I mean, this is tough for me because Richardson has the ceiling to bounce back, and he has the floor to be worth less than a Happy Meal at McDonald's, and they've kind of gone up a little bit in price. I'm actually taking Jackson Dart here because I think Jackson Dart will guaranteed be worth a first at some point this year. He's a guy that's threw 40 plus touchdowns. He's athletic. He's going to run the ball, and he's throwing to Malik Nabers. I mean, immediately at the day he starts, he's worth a first. Anthony Richardson, you're going to have to convince people, right? You're going to have to say, no, I know we were talking about Daniel Jones starting over you, but we're ready. It's going to take 4 to 6 games for Anthony Richardson to really recoup his value. And Snoog, I love him too. So, I would say both. Can we do both?
You got me thinking about a Happy Meal, Dad. You been eating those?
Dude, I was talking
about Happy Meals.
No.
I know we're both McGriddle guys.
Hey, I'm on a cut right now, but I was schooling the college guys at work today about the McChurger. You know about that one? The McDouble with the McChicken in the middle. That's like what this next trade is here. Let's go Notorious.
All right. He said, appreciate the super chat, Notorious. He said he has a rebuilder in a Snoog league, Lamar and JT for Bryce Young, Tet, Caleb, Harvey, Trey Harris, and Jarquez. So he told us he's got Chase and Amon-Ra at receiver, but Lamar and JT or that package with a bunch of rookies and Bryce. What do we think here, Dad?
This is almost identical to the first one, right? I mean, that was
similar.
Bryce, but that says Tet and RJ Harvey. Ooh, geez. I would look at RJ Harvey and Trey Harris are pretty close to JT. So then you end up looking at Bryce Young, Tet, Caleb. I can't do it.
Lamar.
I can't do it. I want Lamar. I want Lamar.
I need like an early second or like 2 seconds or honestly a 26 or 27 first in this trade to sell Lamar.
I look at these trades, Snoog, and I'm like, 5 quarters don't always equal $1. Like in real life, they're worth more. But I mean, look at Lamar Jackson last year. Second in passing touchdowns, 41. First in yards per attempt, 8.8. Second in red zone completions. First in true passer rating. All compliments to my man Statman. He juiced us up with a bunch of information here on Lamar Jackson. But you just can't sell him. I just won't do it unless I'm getting Caleb, Drake May, Justin Herbert plus. I'm not doing it. 9 super chats already. We haven't even started the show. Let's keep it going. We are having a good time.
Appreciate the super chat here, Cody. So he said, what would you recommend in FAAB for Woody Marks, Taj Brook, and Brashard Smith? Snoog, do you have like a typical percentage that you do with FAAB, or is it just based off of vibes? Is there any method to the madness there when you're counting dollars and dropping them in leagues? What do you think?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm crazy. I literally blow all my FAAB as soon as the rookie draft's over. I have like 0 FAAB in every league already. And some leagues reset, some don't, but I would literally go 50-50-50 all around the board here. You'll get 1 or 2 of them at least.
I have one of my leagues. We did a dispersal for the whole league just to try to shake things up. And we only have 3 rounds of rookie picks. So we're looking at the 4th round guys are all in there. And I have Woody Marks, I got $41 on. Taj Brooks, I have 20. Brashard Smith, I have 20. But Ali Gordon's in there. I got 40 on him. Elik Ayo-Manor. Hopefully none of my league mates are listening because tomorrow's waiver day. But I'm throwing 40 on Woody, 25 plus on the other two. I'm a little bit less bullish when it comes to that because I like to have some fab. But if it's a very deep league, Snoog, there's fab's pointless. We just hit 10 super chats. I only had 4 assets total on that team, so it was tough. Notorious, love you. He just did a roster review with me. We got him, ready to smash Snoog's league and take him down. So Snoog, I'm sorry, man.
Am I in that league? Am I in that league, Notorious?
We're gonna take you down.
I have to be, right?
All right. We are now on to trade number 2. Believe it or not.
20 minutes in, trade number 2. We got this one coming in from Jack. I recognize the last name, Colavecchio from the Discord. First side with Lamar, Achane, and a 26-second. Other side with Kyler, Marv, the 102, and a late 26 first. Snoog, what are we thinking here on this one?
This is Kyler all day long for me. Kyler, I'm getting the 102. I'm getting a first for Lamar. So Kyler and 2 first. And then I'm taking Marv over Achane in a second. I think it's equal value, but I want Marv there.
So
great rebuilding move.
Jack is the first guy that's in our Smash Accept 20, which is a high roller league, which is awesome. You know what, Snoog? If we hit that 20, we'll give away another spot. If we hit those 20 super chats, we'll give away another spot in that league. What way I look at this is Achane and the second are equal to the 102. I think Hampton, Tet, Hunter, whoever you're going to take there. I think so then you're looking at this as like Kyler, who's worth 103, Marv, plus another first. This is really tough to pass up. Like, I think what you could do with this in this stack, and a lot of people are not Marv guys, but look at this. I mean, I would take the 102 and I would trade back to the 108 and get Harvey and then get a 27 first on this. And then I would, there's so much more to package up with this one. Achane is one of my biggest sells in Dynasty. As much as I love him, what he's done with Tua is horrendous, or when he's not on the field. Like when Tua's not there, he is not there. It's just absolutely abysmal. So we got our 11th super chat here. Let's kick it over to Jacoby.
Yeah, appreciate the super chat, Jacoby. He said 10-team Superflex tight end premium, half-point PPR. One side with Kyler, Derrick Henry, Terry McLaurin, and Jalen McMillan, that is. Other side with Bryce Young, JSN, a 26 first, and a third. Dad, what do we think here with this one?
Okay, so a lot to digest on this one. First, a 10-team league, so quarterbacks are depreciated a little bit. But I mean, I prefer Kyler considerably over Bryce Young. I think I look at the next part of this one is the 26 first and Henry kind of cancel out. So I'm moving them out. So now we're looking at Terry, McMillan, and Kyler, or Bryce, JSN in the first, and Snoog. I think that 26 first is everything in this one. Like I love JSN. I like JSN more than Kyler. I like Bryce more than Terry. I'm taking the Bryce Young side here.
Yeah, I look at trades like these, and to me, they're just like I wouldn't even bother to do trades like this because I feel like it doesn't feel like a win on either side. It feels like too much even, and it's like
the Kyler side. I think is all in. I think the Kyler side's all in.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. If I'm all in, I like the Kyler side. If I'm rebuilding, I think getting that Bryce Young side's a great target because I think in a year or 2 years, you're gonna look back at this trade and be like, I turned Derrick Henry, who's probably going to be washed in 2 years. Terry McLaurin, who's probably going to be really on the downfall at 32, 33 years old. McMillan's basically a wide receiver 3 or 4 on his team. And then Kyler into 3 young ascending assets. I think it's going to look good in a year or 2 if you're rebuilding.
He left a message too. I was going to say he left a message too that was kicking off a rebuild.
Start trade. I like that. Yeah. Get a second thrown in. 2, 3,
flop. But that 26 first is huge. Keep up the great work from Smooth Criminal Entertainment. Another awesome guy in the Discord. Guys, we have not even talked about the Discord, but patreon.com/smash accept. $5 gets you in there. Snoog, this month we have added more Patreon members than ever. You and I are answering more questions than ever. We're actually bringing in moderators. I actually talked to 2 different guys that are coming in to answer more questions because we want you guys to have this literally our Discord as a one-stop shop. A lot of you guys are on Twitter. A lot of you guys are on YouTube. A lot of you guys are on TikTok. there and there, which you got to check it out. Brock has a great edit over there on TikTok now. But honestly, guys, like, it's a one-stop shop. It's everything you need. It's rankings, it's community, it's answering questions, it's ideas for trades. I mean, literally the best value out there and the fastest growing Discord in Dynasty. So I know, Snoog, this has grown to be something bigger than even you and I had ever anticipated. But man, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love that Discord. I mean, all of our rankings, all of our rookie rankings and rookie tiers and pick equivalents, who you can trade rookie picks for, everything like that you can think of. We also put up buys, sells, startup values, all that good stuff. You can get access to orphans. I constantly put orphans in for my leagues. Dad does. Everybody else in the league does. People are running startups. There's mocks, rookie mock drafts, startup mock drafts going on all the time. You're literally just joining a community with a bunch of other people that you can just talk ball with, talk shop with, get in leagues with. You want to get out of your boring home leagues. This is your next step up, getting into some real money leagues that you'll wake up and have 40 trade DMs every single morning, because I do.
There was a guy that messaged me on Twitter and said, hey, my league folded. I was in with a bunch of friends. I traded for the 101. The whole league folded. He's like, what do I do? This is just horrible, and under the comment section, there's 100,000 views on the post because I retweeted it, got it out there. All these other guys, man, like, I can't stand my commish. This goes on here. This goes on there. Join a group with another bunch of degenerates like us. Like, we will do things right. We're going to teach you right. Just like this next trade that I did right. At least I hope so, in Snoog's eyes.
All right. We got a trade here coming from yours truly, Dynasty Dad, contending team. One side with Jared Goff and Amon-Ra. Nice stack there. Other side with another stack, Bryce and Tet, but that side has a late first on it. Snoog, what do we think here with this one? Did Dad do good, or
yeah,
or did he take the L?
Yeah, I like this trade for Dad getting there.
It's going to be 111 or 112. So Amon-Ra St. Brown, I mean, like, I don't think he does not get the credit he deserves. I mean, it is absolute insanity. When I was putting this piece together, I mean, we talked about only 3 wide receivers over the last 3 years have had over 100 yards, over 1,000 yards, over 100 receptions, and 5 touchdowns. Chase, Lamb, and Amon-Ra. His wide receiver finish since he started in fantasy points per game. And now he took over as a starter at week 13 in 2021 as a rookie. Finished as wide receiver 2, wide receiver 8, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 3. And you can get him for Chase in a mid first. You can get him for Nabers in a first. You can add a second to Drake London and get him. And he's 25, man. Like, there's really that was my Amon-Ra St. Brown plug. Like, he's just not he's not as sexy as the other names, but dang, is he going to get it done like that? And that's what matters. Yeah. Cost versus production. Like, I can give you the sexiest roster ever, but it doesn't matter if you're not going to win. Speaking of sexy rosters, Jose Benito's in the room.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the super chat here, Jose. We got a 1 quarterback team with 12 teams, start 8, so super shallow, 1 QB. He got Nabers and 210 for Waddle, 106, a 26 first, 202, and Nix. It's 1 quarterback. His other quarterbacks are Hurts and Baker. So 1 QB, Hurts and Baker's fine. But Snoog, what do we think here? Which side do we like?
I want the Nabers side, but that's a damn haul. Like, I hope you have a good team outside of just that. But
I mean, if you look at it, he does not need Nix. Nix is a throw-in this particular situation. Yeah. And in 1 quarterback league, Nix is a solid QB2. The 202 in a 1 quarterback league, that's Trey Harris. That's okay piece. I'm assuming if he's trading for Nabers, that 26 first is late. So it becomes Waddle. Maybe you don't get Henderson, you get Judkins. So Waddle, Judkins, and a late first, and Trey Harris. It's a haul, but like, Snoog, you and I talk about it. You're not getting Malik Nabers cheap. Like, I put a post out today. That meme of the guy was like, trade Malik Nabers or draw 25 and Uno. Give me the 25 cards. I'm not trading him. It's always Nabers. It's always Bowers. I understand the value here, but it's start 8. I'm not playing most of these guys, Snoog. It's start 8. Like, I'm just not playing him. Dr. Biggums back in the house. We are almost. He said, I hear the cowbell, whip it out. Just for you, Biggums. I got it, baby. Like, when we first started the cowbell, everybody's like, that's hokey as hell. And now people are like, please ring the cowbell. I need that. I need more cowbell. So let's
your goal should be to make a trade that gets the cowbell. That's what everyone's trying to do, essentially.
You get it on the show. You get the cowbell. That's that Dynasty Dad Snoog stamp of approval. So here we go. Trade 5. Keep it going.
From Brother of Metal on Discord, we got one side with Lamar, other side with 102, 103.
Lamar.
Snoog, what do we
That's
think?
cowbell.
Lamar.
That's cowbell.
Yeah. All right, we'll do
That's
it.
a Lamar.
Yo,
That's a Lamar cowbell.
It needs a 20. It needs a 27 first on top of this yet, or at least a late one.
Yeah, definitely. One more first, and it's fair. If I'm rebuilding and I can get a 27 first, also, I like the 102 side. I think I can piece that out. Flip 103 for 106 plus a first, or 104 or 105 plus early second plus.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can piece this out into like 4 or 5 young good assets to turn the team around for a rebuild.
I want like Penix 102, 103, or I want Anthony Richardson 102, 103. Jackson Dart, another quarterback that can ascend in value. And I mean, I've seen so many Lamar Jackson trades today. As soon as this show's over, I'm going to go make offers in every single one of my leagues, because all of these, aside from that Kyler one, I'm like, give me Lamar Jackson.
I'm going to go send Brock Purdy in a first to every Lamar Jackson owner.
You love Brock Purdy, man. You always
I have him up. So many leagues.
All right, trade 6 vanilla here coming from Saucy Dulcy over on Discord. We got one side with Drake Maye in the 206, other side with Darnold, Khalil Shakir, and the 107.
Shake the damn cowbell.
Enough said. The 206 isn't required. That one's in there. With how many we have, we don't even need to break that one down deep. It's Drake Maye. Drake May's worth the 101. So you're not trading Ashton Genty for Darnold, Shakir 107. You shouldn't be trading Drake Maye for it.
Next one coming from Andrew E over on the Discord as well. Got one side with Mahomes and Jefferson. Wow. Other side with Love, Fields, 109, first next year, first the year after that. What is Treylon Burks doing in this? Let's just ignore him. Sorry, Treylon. But Dad, what do we think here on this one?
Okay, so let's again break it down. You got a bunch of singles. You got a bunch, and then you got the 20 spot on the other side. So the way I look at this, if I'm taking Jefferson, I would need probably Fields 109 and at least one more first, right? Like, I don't even know if I do that. I mean, Jefferson's like 3.5 firsts.
Yeah.
Love is like a late. I mean, I think Love in a first is worth more than Mahomes. But Love and Fields, we'll call it Love and Fields equals Mahomes. Yes. Would you sell Jefferson for 109, a 26 first, and a 27 first? 100% context. And I say this all the time, and I get criticized for it on Twitter, but I'm like, you need to try to diagnose what that is. If this is too late, then it's Jefferson. If it's too mid, it's still Jefferson. If it's too early, okay. Then if I have a chance to get Smith or Williams or one of these elite 2027 prospects, then it's a different thing if I'm rebuilding. But if you're rebuilding, you shouldn't be trading Justin Jefferson unless you're getting an elite foundational young wide receiver like BTJ, like Nabers, like, the 7 guys we just did on the last show where it's the top assets under 23 years old. So I just don't like the right-hand side no matter what.
Yeah, I feel you with that one. So that's exactly how I looked at it, is Love and Fields for Mahomes, Jefferson for the 3 firsts. If it's Igbuka or Loveland at the 109 for me, I love that. I want at least a 26 or 27 second thrown in there. Or if this guy has 209 or 20 whatever in the second round range, I think he wants, say you're getting the Love side. If he wants Mahomes and Jefferson that bad, he will damn well throw you a second to get that deal done. And you squeeze every penny out of him.
Please tell me Treylon Burks is not the what tipped the scale. You're like,
there's no way.
Throw me Treylon and we got this, brother. Let's do it.
All right, trade 8 here coming from Darth Mamba over on Twitter. We got one side with Stroud and Nico, nice stack there. Other side with McCarthy and a pyramid first there, 106, 107. It's a nice little stack on that side. Dad, what do we think here on this one?
This one's really actually tough for me because I think I prefer Stroud over McCarthy, and I would not trade Nico for the 106, 107. I think it's close, though. I think it's a lot closer and I think the gap between McCarthy and Stroud is going to close. I think if I'm contending Stroud, Nico, if I'm rebuilding, I go back to the owner and I say, hey, let's do a 27-1-2 swap or add me another 27 or 26 second on top of this, and I'll consider it. But as of right now, Stroud and Nico. And Snoog, you're the Texans guy here. I mean, you're taking the stack?
Yeah, I'm taking the stack. I love that if I can get Judkins and Henderson here, though, but I just
What
think
if it's
I
104,
want this
104,
elite
106? Then you get Travis Hunter in there. Still do it?
If I can get Travis Hunter and Travion Henderson and JJ McCarthy for Stroud and Nico, I would. If I could get, I think I would. Even if it's Trav and Judkins, I would definitely still do it. That's close, though. I really like that Nico Stroud stack. They're going to put up some points this year.
So of right now, we have 14 super chats. One more, we will give away 2 rookie guides and 2 VIP Patreons. 6 more, 2 rookie guides, 2 VIP Patreons, a roster review, and a spot and smash except 20. So it's going to be, someone's going to get like the motherload prize. Like, honestly, Mother's Day was here. You know, hopefully you gave your mother the smash accept package of all the Patreon stuff. So here we go.
All right, trade 9 here coming from Chuck Cavalier over on Twitter. Hopefully he's not a Cavalier fan. I think they just got eliminated here a few minutes ago. We got one side with Geno, Jefferson, 207, and a 26 first for Lamar and the 210. Snoog, what do we think on this one?
Lamar all day, right?
Yeah.
Lamar and 210 over Geno and Jefferson. It's literally a free 26 first.
For me, 26 first is on the Jefferson side.
Oh.
The 207, 210 cancel out. It's Geno, Jefferson, and a first.
I want J. Jeff. Give me J. Jeff then.
I think you're in an interesting spot here because then you get Geno as a stopgap. I'm hoping Geno comes in as like your extra quarterback. At 26 first and Jefferson, it makes it close. I still slightly if the pick is late, I want Lamar. If the pick is mid, it's a push. If it's early, I want Jefferson. But I mean, I always tend to go towards the quarterback. So I mean, this is really close for me on this particular trade. Super Chat 15 just rolled in. It's Mike Honcho again. Yo, there he is.
Let's go for the love of the game.
A lot of you guys did not understand the Talladega Nights reference last time, but you know, Mike Honcho, super cool guy. Got a couple more here. Let's move over to
Crazy.
Wow, another Lamar.
Oh, we had another super chat. We'll hit this one first.
No, it's so weird, Brock. You said love of the game. Literally, as this guy put this super chat in and typed love of the game. Isn't that insane? I really couldn't believe it.
All right, trade 10 here coming from Shreds over on the Discord. We got one side with Lamar, other side with Kyler, and then picks that became Igbuka and Trey Harris. So Lamar or Kyler, Emeka, and Trey Harris. Dad, what do we think on this one?
Oh, it's Lamar Jackson all day long. I love Harris and Igbuka, but Kyler is just like we were talking about. Kyler Murray is the Garrett Wilson of quarterbacks. Like we love them, right? But like if this isn't the year of like breaking out past where he's at, Kyler's always a top 12 quarterback, but no one seems to value him as much more than that, you know? So I think this is it. Connor goes in for the love of the game. That's 16, 4 more, and we will give away that Smash 20 invitation. I know a lot of you guys in the Discord are like, we always say you can only be in one league, but if you win a contest, that's a little bit different. So we will allow that. I'll let you go ahead and work on the last names because you're much better at this than I am.
Yeah, but this one's coming from Patrick Shaughnessy over from Twitter. We got Hurts and Bucky on one side, Lamar and Tet on the other.
Just guys, go out.
Tet over Bucky, Lamar over Hurts.
Yeah, this is a double win, and I love making these kind of moves, Snoog, where it's like when you get a double win, where you're like, a lot of people might consider Bucky over Tet, or Tet has gone. He shouldn't. He should be the 103 in every league, 102 in some leagues. I've seen him go 106, 107, 108, and then someone will be like, oh, well, if you took him at 108, why don't you take Hurts and Bucky? Honestly, Hurts and Bucky is closer to Lamar, even when then you throw in Tet there. Like, Tet is not the guy to close that gap. He goes considerably higher. So here we go.
Trade 12 here coming from Jameson12 over on Discord. One side is Kyler and a third. Other side, Jordan Love. Snoog, who do you have ranked higher currently in Dynasties? Love?
Yeah, I want Love here. He just
I
got
do
the big
too.
contract. He has a lot less to prove than Kyler. It's crazy to say, but Kyler Murray has something to prove. Like he got the contract, but he hasn't been himself since since before the torn ACL. Like he's just regressed every year. He had 2 MVP caliber seasons, looked phenomenal, and just fell off a cliff. He needs to step it up and figure his crap out because he had so much left on the field there to Marvin Harrison Jr. and to some other guys with big plays.
I like both of these guys as buys, but I think Jordan Love with Matthew Golden coming into town and the Packers announcing that Jaden Reed is still their wide receiver 1, if that wasn't a joke. But I mean, like, I was waiting for the punchline on that one. It just never came along. I think Jordan Love gets some more weapons, and people forget how good Jordan Love was for the final 8 games of 2023. And then he got injured in week 1 when they went, was it Barcelona or wherever they went?
Brazil. Yeah.
Brazil, that's it. And, but it's like, dude, Jordan Love was throwing 2 touchdowns every single game to end that season. And I think we see Jordan Love bounce back in a big way in 2025.
All right. Trade 13 coming from Kurt on Twitter. We got one side with Brock Purdy, other side with a 27 first, early to mid, and a 26 second. I'm going to kick this one over here to you, Dad.
Yeah, so this is one in the Discord where my man has, or on Twitter, we were talking about this. Brock Purdy's his quarterback 4 or 5. Like he's loaded at quarterback. And I said, well, let's see what we can do here. Let's try to get Brock Purdy. Let's try to get a wide receiver 1. And one of the teams that's QB needy, that's not very strong at all. We started discussing this and it was like, dude, let's get a 27 first then. Like if you have 5 quarterbacks and you don't have need anywhere else. And Snoog, I do this a lot. Like a lot of people want to go buy another asset. Think about it. In your rookie draft, your player, as soon as you draft him, you eliminate some of the guys that want that player. When you have a guy, let's say you trade Brock Purdy here for Jameson Williams or someone like, Chris Olave, whatever, you went to go. You just eliminated 50% of the league because 50% of the league does not like Chris Olave. 50% of the league does not like Chase Brown. 100% of the league likes a mid 27 first. So when you can make moves like that, I would have loved to see this as maybe like, you go out and you get Jackson Dart in a mid 27 first. But I do like this one. 26 second, early to mid 27 first. That's only going to accumulate in value. So I like this.
Yeah, I like the Brock Purdy, or I like the pick side here too as well. If this isn't a done deal, I'd try to do a 2-3 flop and add in the 27 second as well. But if not, when this is Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams or Arch Manning, you're going to be laughing to the bank when you turn them into turn Brock Purdy into them.
Trade 14 here coming from Jacob over on the Discord. One side is Joe Burrow and Jalen Waddle. Other side, again, Brock Purdy, with Snoog's boy Kittle, Quinshaw Judkins, and a 26 first on that one.
That's a Snoog special.
I'm going to kick this one over here to Snoog. It's got a bunch of my guys on one side of that one. What do we like here, though?
Yeah, this one's – I think Kittle over Waddle and tight end premium. And then do I want Purdy, Judkins, and a first over Burrow? Yes. I want the Purdy side. I think the Purdy side's a great building out my roster move, like building out. But if you need to kind of cut things down a little and get an elite quarterback, it's a good move for Burrow. But if you need like depth and you need to, if you have Josh Allen and Burrow and you want to get Purdy and then get a tight end and then a starting running back and then add a first as well to use for other things, I think that's a good trade to make.
And I think it's also on the other side, it's perfect for that when you're like, if Brock Purdy is your, let's say you have Jared Goff, you have Josh Allen, but then you have Jared Goff and Brock Purdy are your QB 2 and 3, and then you have Laporta or you have Brock Bowers and then you have Kittle here. I would gladly take Judkins in a first and add him to Purdy if he's my QB 3 to get to Burrow, because Burrow's a league winner. Purdy is a guy that's going to get you through. You know what I mean? So like I could see this from either way. So if you're building out, you go Purdy. If you're building up, you go Burrow. Love this trade.
Yeah. Trade 15 here coming from Laker Law, also from Twitter. We got one side with Josh Allen, Waddle in a 26 second, other side with Bo Nix, 103, 106, and a mid 26 first on the end of there. Is this enough for Josh Allen, Dad? What do we think on this one?
I always say Josh Allen is worth 4 firsts, and you have 4 firsts in here, but you have 3 early ones. You know, you have Nix, who's worth like the 103, 104. You get Tedroy McMillan or Travis Hunter at 103. You're going to get a really nice asset here in 106. I take the mid 26 first, and I with Waddle in the 26 second, I throw that out. And then I look at this as like, do I want Bo Nix, the 103 and the 106, or I want Josh Allen? What's crazy to me is Josh Allen is an asset that years prior you could not obtain. At this point, he's very tough to sell, even though he's finished QB2 or better every single year. So you take the QB2, the QB7, then you get the 103, 106. I think if I'm all in, I want Allen. If I'm rebuilding, I think I would take the Knicks side here. I would take the 26 second out if I'm rebuilding and just say Waddle and Josh Allen. But I think this is a very fair trade.
Yeah, I want the Knicks side as well, especially in a rebuild, just because I think like Knicks 103 and 106 equals Josh Allen, and then the first and Waddle and the second cancel out.
What's tricky about the quarterbacks, Snoog, is that 106 can buy you, plus a little bit, can buy you almost any quarterback at this point. Like you look at, there's about 12 quarterbacks you can't get, but you could get Dak plus for the 106. You could get Trevor Lawrence. You could get Bryce Young. You could get, you know, there's so many different ways to crack
at this point.
You know,
Purdy,
I think this gives you an opportunity to be a franchise rebuilder and even a retool. A lot of times people forget you can just make a trade like this, and now instantly, if Tedroy McMillan pops, if Travion Henderson pops at 6, you have an instant franchise flip.
Yeah. Trade 16 coming from Michael Ricci over on Twitter. We got one side again with Josh Allen and the 209. Other side with Jamar, Stafford, and a random 26 first. Snoog, thoughts on this one?
I think this is I hate these type of trades. It's probably value on the Chase side, but
I don't want to trade Allen for this.
I don't like trading Allen to go to Matt Stafford. That's gross. You have a better chance at replacing Jamar Chase than Josh Allen, if that makes sense.
Correct.
Finding a replacement for Chase than an Allen.
If this is Chase and Goff, I think I would do it.
Or Tua or Purdy or Young, someone like that, maybe.
But Stafford does not have a long time to go here. We just saw Derek Carr retire. Shout out to Derek Carr, the only guy in NFL history to lose to all 31 teams, to throw for, what was it? 40, was it 40,000? No, wait, what was it? There's some crazy stat. It was insane to not make the playoffs, but I'll have to look that one up. Absolutely crazy.
All right. Trade 17 coming from Funky Jackets on Twitter. Man, a lot of Josh Allen trades here. People are really moving them. We got one side with Allen in a third, other side with Fields, McCarthy, the 104 and 206.
I may have asked for Dad? I may have asked for people to give me as many Josh Allen trades as possible because I was like, I know I put like, is anybody trading him? Yeah. Listen, I like the upside of that side, but it's just, I don't feel like it's enough, Snoog.
Yeah, it's not close for me. I love the Allen side. If I could turn those guys into Allen, I would all day.
I could see at the end of the day that both of those guys could put up back-end QB1 numbers, though. It's just the longevity of Fields. When I tell people to trade for Fields, I say give up your 26 first for Fields because you're getting a short-term investment and it's not that big a deal. McCarthy's going to be here for a while. The 104 is a nice pick. At this point, though, it's still Josh Allen. But again, a trade you might not have to make, but if you're all in, go for it. We actually got a couple more Josh Allen here. We got some scorchers to end out the show. 4 more super chats. We'll give away the Smash 20. If not, we're just going to keep cranking these sick trades here towards the end.
Trade 18 coming from Michael Earhart over on Twitter. One side with Josh Allen. Other side package here is Bryce, Godwin, Zay, the 1-6, and the 110. So, Snoog, which side do we like here? And what maybe could be some targets there on 106, 110 to maybe make this one even?
It's another Josh Allen banger for me. Godwin, I'm not a Godwin guy at all.
The crazy thing is it's 4.5 firsts, but it's not any there's nothing to build with.
Nothing about this besides the 106 knocks my socks off. Like everyone else players I don't want.
If you listen to the show, Snoog and I are always trying to tear off Flowers. We're trying to move up there. So it's like, unless this is a 16 team, I'm not a 14 team.
I was going to say,
I'm not going to do it.
Let me try to cook with this. And like, if I can piece this trade out, and turn Flowers into a 27 first, Bryce into a 27 or 26 first plus second, Godwin into any pair of seconds or second plus like thirds, and then get Judkins and Igbuka at the 1-6, 110, or Henderson and Loveland or Igbuka, then I'd probably do it if I'm rebuilding. But if I can't piece those guys out and I'm stuck with Young, Flowers, and Godwin, no way in hell I'm doing that trade.
And the tricky part is it's worth, it's 5 firsts, almost 4.5. If you can make those trades, Snoog and I talk about it all the time, is cascade that. Good luck getting a first for Flowers. But if you have a guy there, start shopping this ahead. So if you have Josh Allen and you're like, I got an offer of all this. So you go to the other 10 owners and you say, hey man, you give me a 27 first for Bryce or Flowers if I get him, or the 110. I've traded the 110 for a 27 first multiple times. You go to the other guy that has Baker. You say, hey, if I give you 106 and Godwin, will you give me the 103 or 104? You try to use that to move up. You make the trade with another trade ready to go right after that. And I think that's really the best way to do that. We got another one here from Mike Honcho for number 17.
Let's go, Mike. Appreciate the super chat. We got one side with Josh Allen and Roma Dunze. Other side with CJ Stroud, Drake London, and a mid-27 first. It's a 1-quarterback league, and he already has Fields and Goff. So I'm assuming he's moving Josh Allen then in this one. So which side do we like here, Dad?
1 quarterback, I want London. London in a first. I feel like London's should be valued over Josh Allen in a 1-quarterback league.
Yeah.
I think, the mid-27 first plus Stroud, I prefer over Roma Dunze, which I'm starting to kind of tear up and sour a little bit on Roma Dunze here. So I want CJ Stroud and Drake London, because what I like in a 1-quarterback league is you have Goff, who's a top 10 quarterback every single year, but you have an X factor there of Justin Fields, who really could be your game changer. So you don't play a lot of 1-quarterback leagues, but
I've never. I think it's fair. I mean, I think it's something that you're getting a young stud to pair with the unknown of Fields, and then the veteran in Goff, and then you're getting London and a 27 first. Again, if it's early, you smoke them. If it's mid, you win. If it's late, it's fair. I think that's the way to look at that.
All right, Biggums coming through again. Appreciate the super chat, Biggums. We got
2 away.
Nico and the 202, or Rashi and the 103.
I'm taking Rashi. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Rashi all day.
All day, because you're getting Tet or Hunter there, as opposed to the 202. You're getting Golden or Dart. So I mean, as much as I love Nico, Rashi Rice could put up similar type production. And I don't think he's not gonna. I don't think the suspension's even gonna come. Like, I just don't think. I think from everything I've read from major guys that deal with these things, it sounds like it's more of a civil lawsuit now than an actual, something that's going to go to court in real life. So if it's a civil lawsuit, the NFL can't suspend the same way. So, I mean, I'm not worried about this at all. We are on to, I believe we have a slew of Caleb Williams trades here that I really wanted to get to. 2 more super chats. You guys have 8 minutes till this show's going to wrap up. So let's do it.
Yeah. 4 trades left here. We got trade 19 coming from Noah Gould over on Twitter. We got one side with Caleb and Nabers and the 306. Wow. Other side with an Allen Keon stack and then James Conner thrown in. Dad, which side do we like on this one?
Caleb and Nabers. James Conner and Keon Coleman. I mean, James Conner's fine, but Keon Coleman is your ideal turd sandwich that you just throw into this deal to get it done. If he pans out, that's great, but I don't think it's going to happen. So Caleb and Nabers, get Nabers wherever you can. Sorry, the cowbell was starting to go out. I kind of threw my shoulder out, so I was kind of tough.
Cowbell.
All right, Ed, we got Coach O in here coming from Twitter. One side with Caleb, the 301 and a 26 second. Other side with McCarthy and the 106. Snoog, you agree? Cowbell on this one?
Snoog, there's no scenario here where you're not buying Caleb. And I love McCarthy. And now if this is McCarthy 104, I think I'm taking McCarthy. It's really close. Because if I know I can get Tet, Hampton, or Hunter, those guys are going to be foundational assets. And I think McCarthy sneaks into the top 12 quarterbacks by the end of the year. But I think Caleb could sneak up considerably higher. So I think McCarthy's right now is about QB 15. So after a couple banger games, he's going to move up.
I think Caleb's one of the only guys that can sneak into that Hurts, Burrow, Daniels, Allen, and Lamar tier. I don't think Maye can get there. I don't think Stroud can get there. I don't think Herbert can get there anymore. Mahomes probably never will again.
I think Maye, people love Drake Maye. Drake Maye is honestly, a lot of people have them on that same tier. I think Drake Maye is a fan favorite of a lot of people on Twitter and on YouTube from what I'm seeing. So if he throws for 35 touchdowns, I think he moves up into there with how young he is as well. But yeah, Herbert, I think, is kind of capped a little bit. I think you're right. Like the main two, that's why we keep saying Maye and Caleb are the guys that you should be buying if you're tearing off any of these elite quarterbacks.
All right, trade 21 here coming from Noah D over on Twitter. We got one side with Caleb again there and Brandon Ayuk, other side with Cam Ward, JJ McCarthy, and a 26th third. Dad, what do we think here on this one?
So I would like the Caleb side here. I'm not trying to buy Ayuk anywhere. If this is 14 team and Ayuk, I would do McCarthy and Ward for Caleb. I think Ward's grossly undervalued at this point. Like I think he's going to be a solid quarterback in the NFL. But I'm just there's too much risk there. Give me the Caleb side. Snoog, is there a scenario where you're like your quarterback list? There's some teams that they had Aaron Rodgers or they had Derek Carr and now they have no QB2. Would take Caleb and turn it into these two quarterbacks and be comfortable?
Nah, I want Caleb all day long over these guys. Like it's not close for me. I just don't think either of them ever will have the ceiling Caleb has, and I think Ayuk is a guy you can still get for a first, and he's still a young guy who was viewed as an elite wide receiver just a year or two ago. So we just hit 20 super chats though.
Last trade, and then we'll hit the chats and then get them wheels going.
All right, trade 22 coming from AJ Carrion over on Twitter. We got one side with Caleb, the 210 and 401. Other side with Puka and the 204. Dad, what do we think here? Is this another Caleb one?
Carry on, my wayward son. Here we go on this one. Honestly, I have Puka so close to Caleb. If Caleb's my QB3, I want Puka. If I need a QB2, I want Caleb. Like I think this is a very functional trade. I think Caleb's worth more than Puka. The 204 to 210 is not massive. So this is a fun trade where guys are just like, all right, here we go. Let's move this back and forth. So love that. We got 3 more super chats. So you guys keep coming. One more, we break the record. So I love that. You got, never mind. There it is. Just hit it. 22. That ties it up. A-Chain or the 107 from Ty K. Brock, what do you think on this one? Ty, thank you. I know we love when you jump in here. Staple of the show.
It's A-Chan, but honestly, if you want to just re-roll and get Judkins, I don't hate it. You know what I mean? I think it's personal preference, but I think ceiling-wise, A-Chan's got a higher ceiling, at least for now, than Judkins does on the Browns. It looks gross. It's like for a mid-first, but like if you're sitting there on the clock, Judkins is there, and you're like, let me just get a couple years younger for someone with a little bit more of that.
Judkins is a better player. He's probably a better player. He's probably a better running back, but A-Chain's more dynamic and better.
The ceiling is just so high. Yeah.
I think A-Chain in a second and for the 107 in a first is a lot more fair here. A-Chain's more the 103, 104, but he's kind of a sell in my mind as well. Dr. Biggums is back with just a hashtag smash. Love that. Smooth Criminal, JJ and Henry or Nabers first, second, and Spears. Snoog. I just did my foundational wide receiver rankings, and I have Nabers over Jefferson at this point. But is it Henry in the first clear out? So is Nabers second and Spears worth Jefferson to you?
I take Nabers side. I don't think
100%.
Henry's even worth a first. I would take the first over Henry all day long. So
here we go. LB Money says, give me in that $200 league ASAP, no Rocky. All right. We got 22 of them ready to go. As soon as that wheel's ready, we will get it up. Guys, this has been a fun show. You could tell the energy that we have every single one of these shows. Like in the beginning, Brock and I mispronounced about 2 things where it's like, we're just pumped up like you guys are. This has become one of the most fun parts of my week, that we just get on here and get to have this time with you guys. So we appreciate you guys showing up. Make sure you guys, again, subscribe to that YouTube page, and let's see what we got cracking here. Snoog, let me pull that. Don't hit it yet. I want to get that off there. LB Money he's just trying to keep that tag up there. Say that $200 league. Again, This is going to be fun. Let's first do the spin for the two. This is how we're going to do it. We'll do the two the two rookie guides and two VIP Patreons. So let's get them out of the way first.
So is it going to be two spins?
One of those four win the spot.
Is it two spins to each get one of each?
I'm going to let Brock call this one. Is it going to be three? Are we going to get three winners where we go rookie guide, 2,000 or $200 league? Or are we going to do three winners and then we pick one out of those three on top of it?
Yeah, that's what I think we did last time.
Okay, three winners. Okay, we're going to give away three VIP Patreons. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
And these three names, make sure you DM myself or Snoog. We'll send you the rookie guide. We'll give you the code to get into the Discord for free for the month. Crazy Connor's already in there, but we'll take care of you. So he's in there. Let's see who the next one is. And we'll send you the rookie guide, Connor. Oh, my man Notorious. We'll send you the rookie guide. He's already in there as well. Let's get a Snoog. This is a fresh one here. Ty K's name is sticking out here. I feel like Ty K's winning this third one here.
K Money.
Is K Money 06. All right. Out of those three, make sure you guys all talk to Snoog or I. Whoever gets this one, you're getting in Smash Except 20. It has been, honestly, the amount of DMs I've had for Smash Except 20 is more than the other ones combined.
So
I don't know
just
what
go over
you
to
guys,
results and then copy it.
You guys are pure degenerates, where you want to play in those high money leagues. So let's see what we got. Best of luck to all three of you here. I think Crazy Connor's with me in Smash Except 18. I don't think Notorious is in one yet.
Wow, Notorious got it.
Smash Except 20. Hey, welcome. Guys, another great show. Honestly, we love doing this. Hit the subscribe on the YouTube channel. Check us out on Patreon. What do you have to lose right now? $5. That's less than a cup of coffee. See if you like it. We have not given out one single. I have a money back guarantee. We've not given out one because no one's asked. If that tells you anything. The other thing is, out of those guys that joined in the last month, and we had over 150 people join just last month, 12 of them immediately upgraded. They were like, this is it. I want to pay for the whole year because we do a discount. So, guys, make sure you guys check that out. Thanks again for tuning in and enjoy the process.